Hello, everybody. Told you we was gonna be on the radio. True.
Okay.
We are about to start our live.
It's Late Night Whispers on Nekedie TV. And today I have
Nekedie Greer of the Yolanda Muckle team, Long and Foster.
And Yolanda Muckle of the Yolanda Muckle team.
okay.
Long and Foster.
I have two gorgeous ladies here today. Could you please tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Well, my name's Nekedie Greer. I'm originally from Pennsylvania, Western PA, Sharon, Farrell, Pennsylvania, in the house. I've been here for almost 10 years, and I definitely enjoy Maryland. Just wanted to get away, different atmosphere, different life for my children, so they can advance a little bit more. And I believe I've done a great job of doing that. I have 3 successful children. One daughter lives in Atlanta. She is a celebrity hairstylist.
Oh, wow.
Allure Moore on Instagram. You want to check her out. I have Tatiana Hodges. She is now Long and Foster real estate agent as well as a couple of weeks ago. And I have my son Sharif Hodges, who is a Townsend University student, doing well, about to graduate next year.
Oh, wow.
So I am living my best life right now.
That's how we have to. How about you?
I'm from right up the road, Baltimore. Baltimore City, West Side out there.
West Side.
West Side. It's East Side, West Side. Definitely the West Side.
Okay. Is that a good part of Baltimore?
Well, I think all parts of Baltimore are good, despite what some people might say. I think it's a good city.
Okay.
Okay. I have 3 children. Actually, our oldest just went to college, so I'm feeling a little bit, out of sorts because it's been exactly almost a week without her. She's attending Kent State University, fashion merchandising major. Then I have a middle daughter, Madison, who's actually just started high school, and our son, Christopher, will be starting middle school next week.
Wow.
And pretty much a husband, too, and a
yeah.
dog.
Oh, what type of dog? I'm a dog.
A Tibetan Terrier mixed. Yes.
That
You know what that
sounds-
looks like?
No.
Mix of mutt.
Oh, don't say
But
that.
beautiful.
Right.
Right.
All right, so ladies, tell us a little bit about your business.
Well, Yolanda, she started the business originally. She's actually the team lead, founder of the Yolanda Muckle team. I actually joined her team 2016 when it formed, Long and Foster. I was a solo agent before that. Actually, I've been a hairstylist for all my life.
Oh, wow.
So I stopped doing that full time about 3 years ago, and I've been full-time real estate agent with Long and Foster. And I have learned a lot. We are Platinum Award-winning realtors for the last couple of years. This year we were Gold Realtors, so we actually made a very strong impact in Southern Maryland with real estate, us as a team, and we're growing as we speak. We have another member. Her name is Lauren Boyd, and also we have an assistant, Tatiana Hodges, probably will soon be working with us as a team too. So we've been pretty successful. It's been a blessing to work with Yolanda and also, learn from her, the experience that she's had over the last 16 years. It's been a blessing because real estate is also something that I've wanted to pursue. But I was into hair, taking care of my family and business, so I really didn't have a lot of time. But when it's like, it's time for me to sit down and do something different. I've been standing on my feet for 30 years, and then real estate is it for me. So I like it and I really enjoy it.
So tell me a little bit, because you said something about gold and silver. What is that?
Gold and silver.
You said that you got awards.
Platinum
okay.
award winning.
I
No,
was on the right
not
page,
silver.
kinda.
Not silver.
Okay,
Definitely
some
not
Platinum
I
and
heard
gold.
The silver and gold. Okay.
We've won a lot of awards in the last few years. We've been very successful. So we've won the Platinum Award 2016, Gold 2017, and we are still doing it.
Okay. So that means that you're real good at what you do.
We are really
Okay,
good. We
that's
work as a
cool.
tag team.
Okay.
Like, what's our
What'd you
slogan?
say?
Buy one, get one free.
Oh, is that for real though?
Buy
Okay,
one,
so
get
let
one
me
free.
say this much. I know you said that you're from Baltimore, and I do like Baltimore. I really do. But
Okay.
it's
Why
like
does it sound like a butt?
it is going to be a but.
Why?
Because I'm literally looking, like literally right now looking, and you can find I found a real nice house on this little itty tiny street. I was like, there's no way that I can put my car on that street. Number one, it's a little itty bitty tiny street. Somebody's gonna hit my new car. 2, as soon as you bend that corner, Wow.
Okay, so let me say something.
Okay, help me out here.
Okay, well, first of all, there's a lot of renovations going on in Baltimore. Have you noticed? As far as actually, Baltimore's offering down payment assistance money for first-time home buyers.
Okay.
In addition to that, they have a program called Live Near Where You Work. We actually just helped a client who worked at Johns Hopkins Hospital and to buy a property where she could walk to.
Oh, wow.
And this program, Johns Hopkins actually gave over $14,000
Oh, cool.
of money
Now,
towards
I
her. And in
know-
the city, another 25. So pretty much she had to come out of
Wow.
pocket with no more than about $1,000.
That's not bad. I know you got a program that I like for people with disabilities. I know that they give up to like $40,000. I know
Okay.
that, and I'm not knocking BMO or anything like that because
Okay.
I come up there a lot. I love the harbor. I love Little Italy.
Oh, I love Little
Fells
Italy.
Point.
Remember with Little Italy when we went
Yeah.
to the Chipperelli's?
Yeah.
Yeah, and my
Yes.
friends would come
Right.
from Florida and come around that bend. Or all I know is they say meet me in Baltimore. I'd be like, really though? Can't you
Okay,
come
well, you know
on
what?
this?"
That sounds like when people say, meet me in D.C. And I'm like, really? You want me
But
to
see,
come to
DC
D.C.?
is
But I'm okay with it now, and obviously I live right.
yeah, it's only
outside of
30-minute
DC.
ride.
Right.
As long as you can
Right.
gauge that BWI Parkway. Oh my God!
Okay.
But I mean, I do like Baltimore, and I know and I love the row houses.
Okay.
I just, like I said, you one corner.
Well, what about parking? You know, you can do off-street parking depending on the back. I mean, so what
no,
about?
there was nothing
you
in the
know, there's
back.
nothing in
No,
the
no,
back.
no,
Well,
no,
you know,
no.
we have to help you. You don't have the
Yeah,
right realtors
yeah.
helping you.
So
obviously.
if your credit, they say that your credit score has to be 5 and higher. So if my
Five.
credit,
580, try
580
and higher to get a
Okay.
good interest
right
rate.
to get a good interest rate, you know.
okay,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I knew
But we
5 was
but we have
decent.
people we can help you.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
do.
I know you got to get
Right.
all your bills down, but what if you don't have time to do all of that? Is there
Well,
a
there
way?
are actually programs. You
We
wanna
have
tell
credit.
about the
Yeah, we have a
programs that
few
work with?
credit counseling agency. We also work with Home Free USA. Call them, you set up an appointment, they'll talk to you, they'll let you know what you need to be qualified for your home loan. They'll help you manage your bills and things like that.
Okay.
They also give first-time home buyer training courses, and I facilitate some of those classes in Baltimore.
I've been in a couple of them.
Okay, so yeah, so you know you're learning about the process of home
Right,
ownership. A lot of people just don't know that. You think you just run out and go buy a home just because I got a credit score of 680. No, there is a process that you have to go through. So we explain that thoroughly to them, and Home Free will get you started with the counseling and everything.
So you're not one of the type of people that say, okay, do X, Y, and Z, and then call me when you get it.
No.
You like,
No.
you hold our hands.
Yes,
Because I want my
yes.
hand
They
held.
work
Yes,
with you all the
yes.
way from beginning to end. Then at the
Okay.
end, you get your certificate. I'll come up there and facilitate, and that will be the end of it. You're issued your certificate, and then you just start working with the realtor. Either you choose your realtor, you'll have one that you had, already had when you came in, but we're also available to you. Things might not work out with the realtor that you're with. We make
Exactly.
ourselves available throughout Maryland, pretty much. Maryland, D.C., and Virginia.
Oh, okay, so you do DC and
Yep,
Virginia.
D.C.
Okay,
and Virginia
cool.
as well.
And no farther past Maryland.
Well, we can help anybody in the United States
Yes,
get a
we can.
house. We have
Oh,
referral
cool.
services that Long and
Okay.
Foster has as well. We
So
have friends in
PA
different
or
areas,
whatever.
anywhere.
Right.
Since
Anywhere.
Pennsylvania is
We've
my
helped North
hometown.
Carolina. We've helped California.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So,
So we can help
yeah.
anybody
South
find a house
Carolina.
anywhere. So it doesn't have to be here in the DMV.
So out of the programs that you know, what's the best program for, like, what area is DC? Sorry for stuttering. Does DC have better programs? Does Baltimore have better programs, or are they kind of like even Steven throughout DC, Maryland, Virginia, PA, California, wherever? Or is there like one or two places that you can say, okay, this place right here, they give you enough stuff to help you buy a house that you don't even got to do anything? Is there anything like that?
Well, everybody. I mean, no matter where you are, you're gonna have to do something.
Right, I
Okay, but
understand that.
I mean, I favor Maryland,
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore, where I'm from. But that's because I'm from Baltimore.
Well,
But
yeah.
so-
Every place has different programs. It depends
I mean,
on what
Prince
type of
George's
home
County,
buyer
they
you
have-
are. You
that's
can be
it.
an investor. They have programs for investors. You can be first-time home buyers. They have programs for that. You might not need a program that's offering down payment assistance. They do VAs. FHA. There's so many different things you can get. It just depends on your want and needs in, real estate and what you're looking for.
So tell me, like, step by step. Just give me like a quick 1 day scenario. So you get this, you do this, you get this, you do this, you get this, you do that.
You know what?
Well,
This almost sounds like when we did that skit. Remember?
the skit, yeah.
Yeah.
The
And I'm the
first
buyer.
thing, you're the buyer.
Yeah, I'm the
yes.
buyer.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
you
I'm
wanna
the
do that right
agent.
now?
Well, usually this is
Okay.
how it starts. Hello, Yolanda. How are you? Thank you for coming to Long and Foster today.
I'm fine, Tanavia. Thank you. I'm looking forward to buying a house. When can we start looking?
The first thing we need to do is set you up with a lender, and we do have a lender here at
Okay.
Long and Foster. Her name is Asa Counsel, Prosperity Mortgage. So if you need a lender, you would start there. You'll submit your paperwork. You do the online application. She gets your documents, and she reviews them to see what you qualify for. As long as your score is at least a 580, she'd be able to assist you, and also depends on your debt-to-income ratio. So she'll go by that to determine what the purchase price of your new home can possibly be.
Okay, so I saw a house that I really, really want to see, and I'm really concerned that it's going to be gone. So can we go see that, take a look at that now?
I think we kind of need to wait to get the pre-approval, because first thing is you need to know how much you're pre-approved with. Okay?
Okay.
Your purchasing power. Suppose your purchasing power is $500,000. The house you want is only $300,000. So you're kind of cheating yourself. You can probably get a little bit more. So we really don't want to waste time in looking at houses that maybe you can afford or maybe that you can't afford. So it's going to save you a lot of time, us energy.
Okay.
Just wait to get the pre-approval, and that's the best way to start.
Well, see, I already went on Credit Karma. You know, it's great. I already know my credit score.
You
So,
do?
yeah, so with that
Okay.
being said, I already know, and I already went on and put in the amount that I'm making. And so it already told me I was going to be able to afford at least 350, 400.
Okay,
And my score, it said, was like 600. So we're good.
Oh, we are?
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
we
I
are.
would actually need proof of that, Miss Muckle. I would need a letter. I would need
I
to
have
talk
my
to your
app.
lender.
I have my
your
app from my Credit Karma app.
Do you know your lender's name?
No, my bank.
You know your bank. Okay.
Right, so
but you don't have the letter. And you
No.
don't think that's going to be a problem?
No, not at all.
Okay, for me to actually sign you up with a broker agreement, which is something that's necessary for us to begin the process, you have to assign me as your realtor. You have to give me that job. And when you give
Okay.
me that job, then I'm serious enough to go out and make sure that you find the house that
Is
fits your
that,
criteria.
wait a minute, you said agreement?
A broker agreement needs to
Okay.
be in place because I will be your
So,
primary
That's going to cost me
realtor.
money, right?
No, broker agreements are free of charge. You're just allowing
okay.
me to assist you and represent you in your home purchase.
Okay.
Once that's in place, you sign it, I explain it all to you, then I'm officially your realtor. So if you
Okay.
see a house on Zillow, you see a house on TV, you ride by, you see a sign, just give me a call and I'll assist you in opening the door so you can see that house.
So I don't call the person on the sign?
No. The
Oh.
person on the sign is actually the listing agent. In Maryland, they're representing the seller.
So
if-
I'll get a better deal is what some friends told me. If I get, if I talk to the listing agent,
Uh-huh.
they're telling me that I'm going to get a better deal.
Well, how would you get a better deal talking to the listing agent? The only thing you're going to get is no representation at all. And they don't have your best interest at heart because they're working for the seller.
Oh,
So what you do,
okay.
you need to get somebody who's going to work for you on your behalf, okay?
Okay.
I don't want you to get outbid. I don't want, we're going to do our best. I'm going to look at
Okay.
the comps for you. The listing agent's not going to do all of that stuff for you.
Okay.
All he might just write
Okay.
the offer, but he's not going to let you know what's best to you or
now,
best
now
for you.
I'm going to tell you that I don't pay full price for anything. I don't believe in paying full price for anything.
Okay.
So how can you negotiate for me?
I'll
on that?
negotiate the best of my ability, and I will rely on the comps that I pull.
What does that mean?
The comps, the comparables around the area for the particular house that you're purchasing.
Okay.
You're purchasing a 5-bedroom house, 3,000 square feet. I'm going to see what the house across the street sold, 5-bedroom, 3,000 square feet. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it has to be pretty much on the same level. If it's remodeled, we can use it. If it's not remodeled, then your house might be a little bit more.
Okay.
But people have to understand it goes by the comps in the area within a 1-mile radius if you have to. Okay? So
Okay.
you might think your house is when you get ready to sell it is $500,000, but it's really only worth $300,000 because the house up the street sold for that. So it's going to be hard to get that $500,000, and you don't get dollar per dollar.
Ooh, wow. Oh, my goodness. It sounds like a lot.
There is a lot. That's
lot.
why we need these classes, and that's why we need to do our first-time home buyer program as far as representation and letting everybody know what the deal is before you just run out there with a pre-approval letter and say you want this house. You don't know what you're getting. You need to get an
Okay.
inspection. You need to be advised on different things. And the only way you're going to do that is have representation by me.
Okay, so there's a TV commercial that I see that is so it's like I think Speedy something, like, I don't know, like some kind of real quick process. So from what I understand, it's going to take me, I think, maybe 5 minutes for me to just log in, and they're going to give me this really fast approval. So is the person you're going to refer me to going to get me a approval letter in, I think it's 5 minutes?
No.
Really?
Sorry, yes. That's misleading information, because the fact is the lender that you choose, they do an underwriting process, and that determines your qualification. It might take about 3 days.
Three
But
days.
they're going to read over your
Oh, my goodness.
documentation to make sure you're qualified. If you do something real quick through the internet, they say, okay, you told me you make such and such, here's a pre-approval for $500,000, and you're happy to go out with that. But listen, what's going to happen? Somebody's going to put an offer in for you. They're going to try to call that lender to verify that they have proof of your income. No one's going to answer the phone. No one knows anything about you. So it's good to go with a reputable bank, lender, or your credit union to make sure you get a pre-approval letter, because these people online don't know you. They're just trying to make money. I had somebody like that in a similar situation. Believe it or not, they weren't even credit worthy. I was about to put an offer in for them, and I had somebody do a second look. So
Wow.
imagine how dumb I would have looked. You know, we get to the settlement
Right.
table or close to it, and they weren't even approved. They weren't even qualified to buy this $300,000 home, and they thought they were. So, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. That sounds like a lot,
It's a
doesn't
lot.
it? Oh,
I
my
don't even know what to
goodness.
say.
I know, right? See, this is a lot. People just don't understand.
Well, see, I've gone through the first-time home buyers in D.C., so I get it, and I know that book that you have to sign and initial 200, 300, 400 pages. Yeah, I've been there, did that. So yeah. Okay, y'all kind of forgot about me. I was sitting here, but that was cute.
But
that
you were
little skit.
absorbing a
Right.
lot, though.
I know. but
Yeah,
I
we
was
have
like,
fun with
okay,
the
okay,
skits.
Right.
okay.
We figure we give you like exactly
Yeah,
how
that was
it
cool.
is.
So, what would you do for somebody who wants something so bad, but maybe their credit score is not good, or their whatever's not good? How do you calm them down and get them, kind of shake them to say, look, you only working with this, you can only get 100,000, but they see a house for 500. How do you? Because I know me, I would be like, I'd be beating y'all down until y'all get me a, you know. So how do you calm people down to kind of be okay?
It's a little stressful when you want something and you don't qualify for a certain amount. In the houses around here, there is a housing shortage. You know, we don't have a lot of houses to choose from on the market, so we got to get more sellers. So we just have to go with what's out there. Now, if you come to me with a $150,000 pre-approval and you want a house that's move-in ready, that's going to be kind of hard to find. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to work a little bit harder, get those things off of your credit, and we have people that can help you do that, boost up your credit score so you can be approved for that type of home purchase.
So let's just say hypothetically, if I have not paid a bill for a couple of weeks or a month or so or two, and now I'm paying it, and how long does it take for your credit score to be a little calmer? Like let's just, I'm not trying to tell my business, but I have a bill that I just refuse to pay. Point blank period, and it's been a few months. So how would I? What am I trying to say? I'm trying to get my credit score to 580. So how can I eliminate that bill but take care of everything else so that I can keep it pushing? Am I saying it right?
Well, it sounds like you're saying there's a bill that is showing up late, and it will continue to show up late until it's paid. So it's really not much you can do if that bill keeps showing up late on your credit report.
Okay. So, but once that bill is taken care of, how long does it take for my credit score to get back to? Will it like if that bill is paid tomorrow, the next day, will it be okay? How long do I have to
No.
wait?
You usually have to wait about 30 days to see that on the credit. Now, I don't know how they report or whatever, but I want to say it's at least 30 days before they're able to put that on your credit score.
As being
that is
on
in
time.
good standing
Right.
or on time, yeah.
But it's still going to show up that it's been late.
Yeah, it's going to show up that it's late.
And that's going to still be a bad thing.
Well, over time, they look at the percentage of payments that you paid on time. So although it may stay, I think sometimes they say it stays like 7 years on your credit report.
Sometimes.
Look at
Sometimes,
everything else to see
you know,
how many other
sometimes.
bills you
Right, it
have
depends
that
on
been
what it is.
time.
And your
Okay.
credit
Right.
card usage too. If you have credit
Right.
cards, you should keep it at least 30% or
Yes.
under. Because if you go up too high or you're at your max, that's also going to be a negative
Right.
hit on your credit.
Right, and also, closing accounts. That's not good either, to just arbitrarily just close an account You know, if
So I
it's
can't win for losing.
well, I mean, if you're they look at the fact that you've closed it because you want to have some kind of credit history
Oh, right,
over
right,
a
right.
number of years and that
Right,
sort of
right,
thing.
right. But I mean, if I have like, I'm just throwing this number out here. This is not what I have. But if I have 8 credit cards and I close 2, that's decent. Is that still cool? I'm just saying. That was
Well,
just a
now,
throw
so
one out.
we won't jump out of our realm of expertise like Asa Counsel, who we work with. Prosperity
Call her
Home
Linda.
Mortgage.
She'll let you know.
She'll let you
Oh,
know.
okay.
Okay.
So what do you do? Okay, now, like I said, I know they got programs. Is there only like one program for people with disabilities? Are there a lot of programs, or what?
Oh,
Or
I-
do you? Or is somebody
I
else
haven't
that
heard
you
of.
all?
I'll
we
lend her.
have to ask
Yeah,
somebody
that's a
else.
lender
Okay.
question.
Lender question.
And she's very, she knows about all the programs that are offered here in
Right.
Maryland, and she does DC too. So
Right.
she'll fit you to the one that qualifies best for you and your situation.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm like, did anybody say anything to you so far? Just to check.
We got a lot of people that's
Oh,
on here.
watching.
They want me to bring them on. My
You can also
cousin.
say, if somebody is watching, please
Okay,
feel
if
free.
you guys need some questions answered, can you please just chime in,
that's
and we
what I was
will
gonna
do our
say.
best to answer the questions that you have, first-time home buyers programs, or anything about real estate. Just shoot them at me right now. You
That's
got
what I
me
was
and
getting ready
Yolanda
to say.
here together.
Yes.
Come on.
Okay.
Hey,
All
Nay.
right, so tell us a little bit more. Give us
Okay.
some other ideas because I don't have any more to tell you or ask.
Okay.
So give me
Well,
something.
you didn't. Well, I said I was from Baltimore. I started my career actually in media. So I
Okay.
was in the media industry. I sold radio advertising.
Oh, wow.
So I actually had an urban station that I worked for, which was V103 at the time, similar to a PGC here.
Oh, okay.
Um, and it was country. So, but then it moved from country to gospel.
cool. Oh, wow.
So I did that, and then I moved into the media here in the DC area and worked in television.
Oh, wow.
So I worked for the WB, which is CW,
Right.
Fox affiliate
Why'd you leave
back
that?
in Baltimore. I'll tell you, Fox in Baltimore, and then WSA TV.
Okay.
So
I
my
would've stayed
background is
there.
media sales. That's what I did. I love media sales. However, got married, then had
So was
child
the
number
married part.
1,
It's always the married
child
thing.
number 2, and then realized that I really wanted to do something than spending what was like 3+ hours in the car trying to drive to DC, and it was just
Yeah,
it
that
was
traffic is-
exhausting. I had to be at the office at 8:30. If I didn't leave the house by 6:45, chances are I was going to be late.
Wow.
And it was just very stressful, especially when you have young children. I mean, Michelle's now 18, Madison's 14, and I made the decision to leave when Madison was 2. So I left Channel 9, and then a year after that, we had Christopher, who's now 11.
Okay, you got the little
It was,
boy.
yeah, a little boy.
Wow.
So 2 girls and a boy. I mean, it was exciting, especially when I was in the radio business. I mean,
You got
worked,
to meet people.
meet
Arm
everybody.
to arm,
Yes,
rub, rub.
met a lot of people.
Whitney Houston.
Yeah, right, Whitney Houston. One of my good friends, Jackie, was one of her production assistants for
Okay.
Nippy Inc. And so, hey, when it was time to go to different places, Jackie was right there. I was right there with her.
Of
We went
course.
to the Grammys in New York. Then we would fly to LA to the Grammys, and we would go back and forth. I was actually telling somebody
Kind of-
this story,
Wow.
how if you act like you know you're supposed to be at a certain place, you can get everywhere. And I will never forget when Jackie and I, you could get into different Grammy parties, but it was one particular Grammy party that we wanted to get into. So, of course, we were all dressed and everything. And we literally went through the kitchen, upstairs, through, I mean, just like
Yeah.
when you see on TV, when I think about that, I
I've done
laugh.
something
Like,
similar
really?
to
And then you had
that.
the kitchen staff looking like,
I did
what in
something
the
similar.
world is going on here?
I went
Kinda
to see
thing.
the ball drop, and I had my fur coat on, and I said, "Oh, well, all these ladies with the fur coats going." So I kind of blended in with them. Oh yeah, honey child, and they were looking at everybody. I was like, "Yeah."
Yes.
Hey. And then when I got upstairs, I was like, "Oh my God, I can see the ball." I rolled my fur coat up, put it up underneath the sink, and how I was dressed, I had on a white shirt, but it was a dressy white shirt and
Right.
pants. Oh, you're the bartender? Oh, yeah. So I ended up making money. And before I knew it, I was in there. And it was like people with gigantic diamonds and diamond necklaces, and I was like, oh, Sookie. And then here come the bartender. Are you with so and so? I was like, well, they just asked me to bartend. I just played it off, but I was able to see the ball drop, and they start looking at me. So I got my coat and just went on out. But yeah, I feel you. I've done some things like that. Yeah,
so a lot of fun, you know. And so so that's why, honestly, at that point, I realized it was just a bit much with small children and the traveling and that kind of thing. So I decided to get my real estate license while I was at Channel 9.
Okay.
And so for 4 years, I was at Channel 9. So I was there with
Maureen.
Actually, Maureen had left. Gordon Peterson. Actually, Leslie Foster, who's still the one, she was there. And I left officially in 2007. So I got my license in 2003. And then for 4 years, I was dual career doing real estate and working at Channel 9. And then in 2005, I said, you know, in 2006 is going to be my year that I'm going to resign and I'm going to go full time. And of course, as we remember, the market was falling apart. It was in a free for all.
Yeah, and he was telling me about his situation.
And I realized, I said, well, you know what? I've made a decision. I'm going to, with a leap of faith, just leap out here and do this. And I did. And I just was determined. I mean, that I'm not going to go and ask for my job back because they were, quite frankly, I'm sure, waiting for me to come back and say, hey, this was a major mistake, because they were wondering, you're going to leave an office, TV,
you get a check
benefits.
Every 2 weeks.
Yes, you get stocks,
every 2 weeks.
pension, check every 2 weeks. You know what you're going to make, and to do this.
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm just a very focused and determined person. And I love Channel 9. I love the people and, everything. I do. But I was like, I've got to go. And so that's what I did. So I left.
I'll give you that high five.
Well, thank you.
I want to stay with Channel 9.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. When you go and get what you want. And no one can talk you out
exactly.
of it.
At that point, I felt like I have to. I mean, I have to do this. I mean, there's a certain level of pride, too, to say, okay, you've made a decision. Live with it. I can't, it wasn't all rosy, trust me. I mean, there was some valleys there. I mean, got caught up in the whole thing with, thank goodness, President Obama came along to help people when it came to keeping their homes and modifications and things like that.
The one we have now is
so,
chain, but we won't get into that one.
Yeah, we won't, no. So that's what I did. And I decided, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And I was full-time from, 2007, and just working hard. And then just felt like I want a team. I want to, I guess, have a partner to share the success and with the trials and tribulations.
The happiness. There's a lot of happiness in 2016 going on.
Yes, quite a bit. Had a good time, a lot of celebrating, So just to have that, the trials and tribulations that you go through. I mean, honestly, when I was at Channel 9, at one point, after having Michelle, who's our 18-year-old, I said I wanted to do a job share. That's how I decided to get my license, real estate license.
Okay, what's a job share?
A job share was where I would work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and my job share partner would work Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Oh, that's cool. Now, I like that.
And I, quite frankly, went to them and said, I will split my income in half to do so.
Wow.
To bring that person on
and that gives somebody else a job.
It gave
that's cool.
that person a job, give me the opportunity. My income split in half.
Right.
I felt like we together can do more, because at that point I'm not burned out.
Right.
I'm working 3 days. She's working 3 days. On Wednesday was the day in which we both
work together.
Right. But of course, DC is intense. They brought my partner from Arizona. She had become a stay-at-home mom. It was a lot different. Couldn't understand, how in the world have you been doing this alone? So the agreement was, though, if one of us left, the other one would have to be full-time. After about 6 months, she felt like, woo, I think this is a bit much.
Wow.
So she decided
to leave.
She decided, she decided stay-at-home mom was great. This is just not it. Arizona is not DC. So that meant
so cool. I love Arizona.
So that meant I had to go back and I had to be full-time, and that was probably 3 months of feeling torture, because I felt like, oh my goodness.
You're right back to where you started.
I'm right back to where I started, and then I got a baby basically. So I came up with a plan to allow me to work from home. I'm like, I'm a salesperson. If I produce, I'm bringing money in, but yet I'm not necessarily at the office full time. So they basically had allowed me to work from home 2 days a week.
Oh, okay.
And I had to come in 3 days a week.
Okay.
It couldn't be
Similar to how you had it
right,
before.
similar how I had it before, and it was a trial basis that lasted 4 years.
Okay.
And then ultimately, I felt like I still, after having number 2, I still wanted to
Some
just
more time.
just have that time away. I mean, we had a great nanny. Veronica is wonderful. She stayed with us all the way until Christopher was in, kindergarten. And so with that being said, this whole wanting to share, like with Nekedie, this has always been.
You can bring back the job share part.
I know, right?
Yes.
I'm waiting on that. Split half the income.
It's about your income.
Oh,
not
my
your
income.
Split half her income. Yes. I'm waiting for that.
Right. Well, that was a salary, you know what I'm saying? That was
Oh,
somebody
still
else giving me the
salary's
money.
Good too, yeah.
Same thing. Doesn't
So,
matter.
but that's what we did, you know?
So when
yeah.
you started, when you brought somebody in, what did that do for you? Is it like you have to still split money? Now when you get 2 people coming at you, you give her one, you keep one. How does that work?
Well, actually, how does that work?
Well, mainly, Yolanda's good with sellers.
Yeah.
That's her background,
Right.
listing houses. And
Right.
me just coming in, not knowing a whole lot of people because, like I said, I'm from Pennsylvania. I work a lot with the buyers. But lately, I'm starting to get a lot more sellers, too, from the, since the last 5 years. So we're probably going back and forth. She'll work with
Right.
buyers. I'll work with the sellers. So we just pretty much help each other out. When the load comes through, if she can't answer a call or she can't see a client, I'll do it and vice versa. If she can't meet a client at the office or whatever, I'll go meet the client for her. So it's basically a tag team, We help each other out where it's needed. And then we have assistants as well that pretty soon we'll be assistants showing houses and things if we're doing listing appointments or, buyer broker agreements, what have you.
Okay, so give me, I know people don't want to hear this, but give me two experiences, one good, one bad. Because I know everybody has at least one. One great where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this lady through. And then one, really, I thought I told these people this, but they just didn't hear me.
After
Is
5 years, it's
everything
kind of
positive?
hard to even.
You want to
'cause
narrow
we
it
had-
down to
It's
somebody?
kind of hard. Like, one of the best. They all been good for me. You know what I'm saying? We just had some clients have been a little more difficult than others, but we've been able to work around. So I can't say this was the worst client ever because as long as we give it our all, we're going to make all of those clients.
I mean, I don't
Right.
mean like anybody's bad or anything, but I just said maybe give me, okay, how about this? Give me one, the last one that you just recently did that was like awesome.
So you had the awesome one with,
Which one?
I was saying with Quentin. How they were so
with
appreciative.
Quentin. Oh yeah, and we get a lot
Yeah.
of feedback too on Zillow. We get reviews on
Yeah.
things like
Yeah,
that. So if you
excellent
guys want to
review.
look at our Zillow reviews, the Yolanda Muckle team, or individually with Yolanda and myself,
Right.
and that gives a good background of the experience that we've had with all of our clients. There was one particular client that I did recently. She helped her purchase a house.
Oh,
and
yeah, 'cause she wrote the thank you note, which was so sweet
She
of
wrote
her.
a thank you note to her. She was so appreciative of the services because it looked like she was not going to close. There were so many difficulties going on with the unit. It was a flip, so people
Right.
just went in there, did whatever just to pass, make it look good, but then you find all these hidden things. Her washer and dryer, brand new, beautiful washer and dryer. The water was muddy. She turned it on, so there was something going on with the plumbing.
Oh, wow.
All the other water in the house was clear, but the washing machine was, it was mud, and it even had rocks in it. So I'm like, I'm calling the listing agent, like, somebody needs to come over here and do something about this because we're not going to settle tomorrow. My client is very unhappy, and so am I. You got this beautiful house, but then you just threw these items in here, and you didn't do the proper work. Now, the people who obviously did the work are somebody that, people that worked for this particular lady.
exactly.
So they weren't, like, quote unquote, licensed contractors, obviously. And if they were, they weren't doing the job like they were licensed contractors. But fortunately, I stayed on them. I stuck it out. Even they went over there and repaired it, and after that I called her up a week later, followed up, is everything okay? Because still, if it wasn't fixed before and something's still not going on after settlement, it's still the seller's responsibility because it's in writing that you said you would do it. So I wanted to make sure that it was done. So we do go above and beyond for our clients. You know, we look out before and definitely well after. So
I know my first night when I went through the first time home buyers, I bought a house in DC. I'm not gonna tell you where though, but I remember my first night. It had the crawl tub. You know the crawl.
Oh yeah, the claw foot.
Yeah. So I'm
foot.
sitting in there
I
chilling,
love those.
and then this is what I heard: click, 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 click. I was like, what the what? I mean, not one, but two humongously dog rats ran down.
oh my God.
I screamed so loud. And I was like, Mom, I said, I'm going to the hotel. I'm letting you know I'm on my way there now. Get your credit card out. She was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? I said, I'll tell you when I get to the hotel. I had to have a couple of drinks. I was like, oh my God. I was like, for real though? I couldn't wait until the next day. I went to head. I took the inspector of the court and the people who sold the house to me. I was not playing. I wasn't playing. We had just the first week alone, I had to call people to come to get them things up out of there. I had the heater went out, the oven went like just the first week. I said, y'all done bumped y'all head. Y'all got the wrong person, but y'all got the right person. I took everybody, and by the time, I think I paid like $80,000. By the time I got, that was a long time ago. So you can kind of do the math when the houses was $80,000 in D.C. By the time I did that math, I think I paid like $5,000. Yeah. Wow. So I don't ever want that to happen again. But so that's my worst experience, buying a house. But I love my house. Right. You know, it was just like, how did they miss that? Like, really?
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
Yes.
What about the one, Yolanda, that you had was one of the worst experience when we sold to your client and it was a flip and water was coming literally through the walls after selling?
Right.
How does
But
that happen?
the thing is, honestly, she had a very good inspector, but once you live in a house and you're using, let's say, the water on a continuous basis, things do come up that were not necessarily something that could be found in a home inspection. A home inspection is only going to be a few hours.
Right.
So unless you're in there for a few days, you don't necessarily know. So that was bad, pretty bad, because unfortunately, this was a realtor, not from this area, that sold the house. Okay? Which is pretty bad when, I think I remember I told you, at the settlement table, we're talking about the permits. It's like we were asking for specific permits for your electrical, for your plumbing. And this realtor actually was like, oh, in Prince George's County, trying to pull permits, it takes forever. And I said, well, okay, that didn't answer the question. Where are the permits? So it was all around about, needless to say, we had $7,000 to $8,000 of money that had to be held in escrow so that our buyer could actually have a proper licensed people come out and take care of the work. And although there was $7,000 to $8,000, we still ended up having apparently water coming through the walls later and stuff like that. So that was not a good experience. You know, fortunately, you know, she's still in the house.
She didn't try to.
But don't you
have to come back
30 days though, right?
No, you know what? Somebody else said that recently.
Well,
no,
I
haven't heard of that.
My first house, you had 30 days, and by all of that happening within that first week, yes. Oh, I know it's like a week or two, but by everything happened. Cause see, I know that.
I haven't heard of that.
That first week, I would have lights on. I would have.
Okay.
Oh, I would have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought it was 30
well,
days.
this, you know,
I've
you
never-
are the
everything happened to me within the first.
Like returning some jeans to the store.
Yeah,
Right,
you
no.
don't return the house.
Right.
And
No,
you settle
no,
the
but I
house.
thought it was 30
you
days.
actually, I
Don't
just
you
heard,
have something?
I just heard this yesterday from a client who said to me something about, isn't it 30 days? And I said, 30 days for what? She said, well, if to make sure everything's fine. I said, that's news to me. This isn't
I
like
know you have a few. I thought by reading all that paperwork, I know that I remember. I know because I went to the buyers, whatever, the first time buyers. I remember them saying that you have either 72 hours or whatever the case may be.
to not, before you had what, and for
So
signing the
you can-
papers?
No. After you
After
sign those papers.
Okay, I don't remember
No,
that.
we would have to ask our
Okay,
manager
Okay,
about
yeah,
that. 'Cause
ask. That's
something
one of the
new.
questions
I
that-
have not-
that you
yeah,
write
that's
down.
something
Right.
good.
So
Ask
do
that
you? So you're
question.
saying the right to rescind? Is that what you're
Right.
thinking? It's not like I don't think it's like it's not like a
It's not like a
furniture or a
car,
car.
No.
and I get that, but
That's-
well, let me just say like I said, I only had 2 days, but I went to head with mine, but I swore it was.
Well, I'll tell
Okay.
you one thing. That's the purpose of having a home warranty.
There you go.
When you get
Right,
the,
because
home
I had the home
warranty,
warranty.
you
Right.
have the home warranty, then those things will be replaced or
Right.
repaired, and that's necessary to have when you buy a home.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
either the seller's going to give you a home warranty that he has, and you keep it for a year, or either you opt out to buy your own home warranty, and that's the protection that you need. You can't get the whole house back, as far as we know,
Right, I don't
but you
think
can
so.
repair some of the items that are in there. You know.
Okay, now we probably have about five or 10 more minutes. Do me a favor, because no one knows. Tell everybody your information, how to get in contact with you.
Oh.
Make sure you spell everything, and you as
Okay.
well.
All right.
Okay.
And
Well.
take your time so everybody will understand what you're saying.
Okay, well, my name is Tanavia Greer, and you can spell that TANAVIAGREER at LNF. And that stands for longandfoster.com. My phone number is 301-717-3441, and we're located along in Foster here in Mitchellville, but we are moving in a couple of weeks, so we'll have a new location near the new hospital being built down.
Regional Hospital Center.
Regional Hospital Center right across the street from them, so you can find us. You can also find us at the Yolanda Muckle team at longandfoster.com as well.
All right, Yolanda Muckle, as in Yolanda. Muckle is Muckle, and that's the YolandaMuckleTeam.com. You can reach us. You want to phone?
Your phone number?
Oh, Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Facebook is Yolanda Muckle.
Okay.
Instagram is Yolanda Muckle Realtor. Phone number is 301-455-9081.
My Facebook is Tanavia Greer, and my Instagram is Tanavia Greer Realtor.
All right. Now we're gonna. Can you close us up with anything else that maybe we did not discuss? Anything, real quick.
I don't know. We talked
We
about
pretty
a
much
lot.
did.
We
I know,
covered a
right?
lot.
Especially when y'all did that little skit and y'all sitting here looking like, should I
Yeah.
say something? Hello, I'm over here.
Just remember, it's very important to have representation when you're going to purchase a house, whether it's a new construction or a home that's already built. Okay, don't cheat yourself. Okay, make sure you have the right representation, a good lender, and a good realtor who knows areas are going to be on your side and guide you from start to finish.
And I want to reiterate, new construction. For some reason, people think that they can just walk into the builder, they don't need a realtor because they can be represented by the person behind the table, and that is not the case. That person is representing the builder. They're not getting a deal by not using a realtor, okay? They think that, but that's not the case. I have clients who thought they got a deal. Little did they know they overpaid. So when it's time for me now to sell their home, and they're realizing that they paid far more than they should have paid, but they thought they got a deal because they thought they were saving on commission, and that was a total mistake.
You pay $500 for a doorknob.
Right?
Your realtor going to
wow.
protect you for
Ain't nobody
that.
got time for all that.
Yes, they throw all
Yes.
kind of things in there. So yeah. Just
Well,
be
I
mindful.
appreciate everybody. I appreciate you two coming. I appreciate everybody watching Late Night Whispers. Let me also throw this out that if you have a business, if you want to start a business, if you just want to try to get anything out there, please hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, or anything. 202-510-2199, Late Night Whispers. I am Coco, and I appreciate everybody watching. Good night.
Thank
Good
you.